So after the announcement yesterday in my live stream of mentioning that the new pick Beverly was broken, Scopely have actually managed to fix her inside 24 hours, and now she is working. So, quick early disclaimer, but we're not here to talk about Beverly, no. We're here to talk about a free prime. Yes, what will that free prime be? Well, let's jump into game and see what it is and how we're going to go through it. I'm Admiral Pegasus, and this is Star Trek Fleet Command. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, as mentioned in my live stream, also not just about Beverly, but about this little thing here. Yes, it is the prime crit damage, and actually we're able to gain it completely free as a free-to-play player. However, just to put a dampener on it, it's gonna be a grind. Yes. So I'm actually gonna show you what research was gonna help towards this. Because I guarantee that 513 is not what it's going to cost. No. There you go. There's its cost. 1000 G5 uncommon crystal. But you will be able to actually grind this out. And providing you've actually done the research specific, you can actually reduce that. Also, the cost of 1.12 billion dilithium would seem extremely high. But look at mine. 265 million. Massive, massive drop. Again, down to research. So, bear that in mind. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you quickly what efficiency research you are going to need to reduce material and resource costs when it comes to the research. Now, as a lower level player, this is going to actually massively help you in understanding using this particular research will reduce your costs, especially when you get up into the G4 region and the G5 region. Heaven forbid, bloody hell, it's going to be a nightmare. However, you've already seen 1.12 billion reduced by nearly 1 billion. Yes, that's roughly an 80% drop in resources, 70 to 80% drop in total. But let's see what research we've got. So, the efficiency researches we have got is not going to be starting in here. No, the first one you're actually going to find is in your station tree, and there's only the one. Also, any research speed ups as speed enhancers also going to be a massive, massive help. So just bear that in mind as well. So the first one then is going to be this one is your research optimization. It reduces the resource cost by my level is 110%. That's level 13. And as you can see, I need R&D 14 to take it to the next level. So that's the only one in here. I have got my little list of everything I need to do for this video because it's going to be a long one. So the next one is actually going to be in your territory tree. Yes, there's actually a couple in here. So your first one is going to be this one here. Now this is not as high as I can go. I can tell you that straight out. Because look, it requires Battleship 7. I'll show you in a minute. But at the minute I stand at 25%. And again, this is actually a material reduction. Yes, material, crystal, gas and ore for your research. So get it as high as you can. But here's my battleships. Need to do it. I need Battleship 7, so that's the next one I need to do. But again, I'm going to be relying on the emulsion as well to actually do it. But if you actually look at efficient construction here on the bottom, I can actually take this up to level 8. The efficient research up to level 8. So level 8 is going to give me a boost of up to 35%. So that's going to reduce that 513 down just that little bit further. Next up in here as well is going to be advanced research across the top line, again is going to reduce your speed up. Optimize research, reduce your base cost for resources, an extra, as you got see here, an extra 8%. I'm not quite sure how many levels I can do, but it's really going to help. And then you got another enhanced research as well, which is also research speed. Then you've also got your star base tree. Yes, surprisingly, your star base tree. And as you'll see on this particular line, I'm currently doing the ore efficiency. I've got the other two up to where I can. Unfortunately, R&D 49 is where I can finally max these out. So, gonna be a great one if you can get them. AMOP's 42, so you can see you can get to level 4 at least on this, and it's a 30% reduction in crystal, gas, or for research. Yes, that's the particular bit, for research. So there's nothing else in here. And then obviously you want to be going over to the new Xborg. Not that one, because that's a ship. Why is that one even up? I didn't even click on that. But it's here, materials research. It's going to reduce the cost of effectiveness. As you can see, I ain't even got a chance to start it yet. But when I do, I'll be cracking on with it, I guarantee it. So they're the researches that you'll need to do. Get them as best as you can possibly go. I would highly advise it. I mean, the chances are before the end of this video, I might not, I'll show you that I can do the research, but I won't actually put it in for going because I want to get some more of these up just to reduce the cost even lower. Now, to do the research in the combat tree, that prime one, you are going to have to actually do 3 missions, all in the G5 region. Well, what are these missions? Well, glad you asked. Let's jump over to stsc.space and actually have a look at these missions in a quick and dirty. Okay, so here we are in STSC. As you can see, we've got the missions tab there. So we're going to go into that. And what I've done here, we don't want that one. We want the crystal one. I will quickly mention about the gas one. There is the gas one, the Prime Armada damage. Unfortunately, though, I've literally mapped out the cost of the total. In fact, we'll just show you quickly the missions for the gas one. Move myself over. These are your 4 missions. However, the top one is a choice one, and you will have to make a choice. And this is one that's going to appear in both the crystal and gas. And I'll show you this particular one. So here you go. As you can see, you've got 2 here. Now the reward. Oh, hello. Shouldn't be moving myself. Now the rewards for what should we do is reason with the entity will get you the crystal. Now you will have to go through and do parts 1, 2, and 3 before you do this bit. But if you obviously do this one, you get the chance for the gas. Yeah, and then obviously to do it, you're gonna have to kill an enemy of about 15.7 million. So a G4 uncommon ship at least is definitely going to be your best friend. So now there is a chance I could do this one. It's going to give me 28. However, it's not one of the ones that I'm going to be aiming for, because in part 3, if we go back up, no, we can't do it in that one. So we have to scroll here. Part 3, which is another one aimed at the gas. And I'll scroll down, show you, there's gas 100, but you need to kill 5 level 51s. I can actually kill level 51 hostiles, not a problem. Pike Moreau Chen on my tier 5 Valdor, but we'll cover that in just a bit. But that's a gas one. And then the next one for the gas mission is Keeping Things Safe Part 4, warp range 440. Guess what? Not going to happen. Now it does say their completion. It does say their completion 230, but I guarantee you, part 1 of that is a warp 440. And then obviously you got Ascendant Part 6. Again, warp range 370. Just to start it off, and you need 320. Not a cat and mouse chance for me. So we won't be doing that one, sadly. But we will be doing the crystal one. Now, here's your missions. As I said, that in Amendment Part 4 is a part of a crystal. We're not going to worry too much about that because we're going to have to go through 3 other parts. I can't be bothered. However, Family Matters. that is one of your missions that you are going to need. It is a 185. You will need to go to a specific system, and I do have the systems written down, so do not worry. We will go through those missions. But in this particular mission, you're going to have to kill 50 hostiles at level 50 plus. Okay, so I will give you some hints and tips, but again, it's going to go down to your ship's warp ranges. Yeah, you're potentially going to need a tier 6 G4 uncommon to do that, or a rare if you're actually level 46. But I can tell you now that you should be able to do this as a low G4 player. So there's your rewards. There's your first 90. Okay, there's your first 90 crystals. Obviously, be aware if you are rep grinding for Romulans or Klingons, they are going to be affected by this. So next up then is we need entrance rights. Now this is most likely going to be one of the first missions that you'll probably end up doing. To be honest, you can do the missions in any order that you like. You will need to go to a level 53 system to start this one, and it's literally go there. How should we convince security? Do them a favor, and then yeah, that's going to be the killer. That's going to be the killer. But look at this. No G5 crystal. Yeah, yeah. Let's not even know. However, if you decide to pay them off instead, all you need to do is pay 25 million dilithium. Not bad. Oh, look at that. Then you get your crystal. Okay, so that's 260. Add to the 90 from the previous one is now 350. Ooh, I am 163 away. Just these two missions, 163 away from being able to do that research. Dilithium's not an issue for me because I've got 18 billion in the bank, so I'm happy. Now the next one is a chain mission. It is a chain mission, but luckily the first part is actually for you. Yes. Now, I know you're asking, what ship do I need to use? Some of you are already shouting out, well, you need to use this ship. Yeah, don't worry. We're going to cover that in just a moment. Now, this one is a pretty easy one to do. It's basically collect G5 ore, mine G5 ore, and then return to this system. Go to that system to return the meals to Egal. But 210. Yep, I said I needed 163 after just those first two missions. This third mission is going to make sure that I now have the materials to do this mission. Now, it does have the continuation of the missions. It goes up to number 3. Number 3, suffice to say, unless you've got a ship that can take on a 22.5 million ship, you ain't going to stand cat and mouse chance. But then again, 150 speed up at 15 hour speed ups. Wow, that's some serious research done there. So there is a chance that I would be going for this after the video, but we'll have to just wait and see. I don't know if I could actually get my Valdor far enough to actually do this, but we should wait and see. So that is the missions. Now, what ship do we need to use? Well, the answer is the Fisher. And before we jump back into the game, let's just quickly jump in here. As you can see, I've already got a Fisher on. Okay, so Fisher. Well, hello. Here we go. No results found. Oh, it's not going to be in the Klingons, is it? So, Fisher. And if we scroll down to the tables, we actually want the warp range. And it's this bottom one here that you're going to be primarily looking for. Is the tier 9 engine. Well, why don't we jump into game and actually explain why? Okay, so here's the feature. As you can see, mine's already tier 9. And if we actually click on the engine itself, let's move that back up there. As you can see, I need to be level 51 before I go any further. So, yeah. But this tier 9 feature is going to be more than what you need. Now, if you actually look here, it says its warp range is 209. Increasing it when it's finally upgraded will increase it by an extra 22, which would be absolutely sublime and perfect. But unfortunately, Scopely decided to level lock it. Shucks. Now, I can tell you now that my warp range at current is actually 241. Yes, that's my current warp range on the Fisher. Now, that just seems unusually high. So let's take that off for a minute. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. 219. Now, the reason I've got that, obviously, as I've mentioned a few times in my videos, is I have enhanced warp cores research from the galaxy tree, which is at level 2, which is giving me a warp range boost of 10. So that 209 that I currently got is now 219. Now, 219 is going to be a far cry from starting this mission. Well, actually, to be perfectly honest, right, you can do the first bits of the missions by just jumping to the first system, which is a warp 185 system. Now, I don't think I put the planets on here. No, I didn't. I didn't put the systems on here that I need to go to. But what I can tell you is you will need to go out to this section of Klingon space, and it is the G5 region. And as you can see, I've already got Zamada already open. That is where you need to go. But at current, my Fisher can't actually reach there. Now, I do have an officer I can put on there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to drop her below deck. I can use Fess to put the crew back on, because I'm going to use a specific crew, and for some peculiar reason they are not here. Grush is on another ship, isn't he? Okay, so after a quick sorting out of where Grush was, I finally actually found him and brought him home. Now, Grush is the character I'm actually going to use, and the reason being is for his officer's ability. Now, as you can see, mine is tier 5. I've literally only just done this, because the reason why I've done this is I'm literally going to show you why you're going to need Grush maxed. There's no questions about this. Maxed. Now, obviously, if you're in the Ops 44 region and you've got the extra warp range research done, it might not be so dramatically needed maxed. But for those of us at Ops 42, you're going to need him maxed. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put him on the bridge of the Fisher, and if we go into details and look at the warp range, 252. Yeah, so are we going to be able to reach that system at current? And I know you're already screaming at the screen about this one, so let's just go in and prove it. If we get it locked, no, we are 3 parts short. So there's only one officer that we need to add to this loadout to actually make it a decent load, give it that decent warp range. Now, what I'm going to say is, do not worry about a combat crew on this ship. Don't worry about it, because this thing is not going to be doing your fighting. So, there, now we put Cadet Scotty on. Our warp range has now increased to 258, which means now we are 3 over. Boom! We've got our bread and butter. We've got our sweet spot. So now we are happy. Now, we're going to go one further. So get rid of him. And we are going to add, in fact, we're going to go 2 further. Because of the sheer distance that we're going to have to travel, we want to get there relatively fast. But do not worry. Do not worry. You're not going to have to sit there and watch the travelling. That's my job. Helvina. Now, we don't want it for a power steel mining, because she's not going to be mining power steel. What we're going to need it for is this. When empty, she increases warp speed by 125%. Now, this is going to be good until it comes to the point where we mine. Now, we're using a miner. It's going to mine a little bit faster than the warship. So we're going to be nice and happy when it comes to doing that mining part of the mission. So she's going to be absolutely essential when it comes to the initial traveling until we do that mining mission. Also, we're going to use, and I'm sure you just saw him scroll past, but we're also going to use Miles O'Brien, and I'm actually going to stick him where Fess is. Now, the reason I want him, is warp core tuning. Increases warp speed by 100%. So yeah, more warp speed. So which means now, oh hello, which means now my ship's going to go faster. I'm going to be happy. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to send the ship out to pick up that first mission. So here comes the editing stage, because like I say, you'd have to wait 13 minutes. Here we go. Okay, so you see I've moved myself up the screen ready for the text across the bottom, because what we're going to do is we're going to actually do a walkthrough of the mission. Now, as you can see, just over on the side there's my features travelling through this lovely nebula system. There is a planet with missions, but that's not the one we need to go to. No, the one we need is actually down here called Oizon. Now, obviously you don't need to be near the planet. As long as you're in the same system, you can still access it. But of course, you all know that by now. So now we're going to click on this, and this is the first mission that we're going to do. As you can see, it does say level 53, and it says entrance rights. Now remember, this is the one that's the payoff. So we don't actually need to do combat, maybe a little bit of warping around. That's about it. So we're going to start with a nuke, a Klingon, and it appears that it appears that my run of poor fortune has turned around because he needs our help. So his duty is to oversee economic stability. Maybe we should have him in charge of the British government. Maybe. Well, actually, maybe not. He's a Klingon. And work out trade deals, manage inventory, and ensure that we have what we need to keep ourselves going. Maybe we should put him in charge of the British government. Unfortunately, my job has been made difficult by our security team's overzealous nature. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. They refuse to allow any traders beyond our borders, which makes it difficult for me to negotiate with them. Please convince them to open our borders to the merchants. So now we need to go find this. So we're going to click on that. And here we go. We have to go down to this level 50 system. If we could actually click on it. Okay, so it's a 4-minute travel. So what we're going to do is I am going to cut the travel time out of this video. So next time we come back, we'll be in Goch. Okay, so we're back in the system now, and as you can see right here is the next waypoint marker we need to go to. Oh, Wookiee has got a mission around it as well. Is that going to be the other one that we need? No, that one is actually, it's oh, this one's a part of your main mission quest. So we'll deal with that one when we actually get round to it. So entrance rise, here we go. Roll on over to it. Yes, I have got a green winner bar. I'm currently doing jelly ball and mantis grinding at the same time in between traveling. So at least I'm not actually going to be sat there bored for while we travel. Here comes the text. Okay, so apparently now he's being driven away. This time, the time has come to let the traders past. And the commander agrees with him. I don't quite agree with him. Why should we care what some independent thinks? We have had enough problems of our own to worry without pulling double duty watching some traders. And do what he thinks. Now remember, the rewards are fight a big ship for doing them a favour or pay them off. And if we click on that, obviously you can see, well, yeah. So it's quite clear where we need to go because we want this crystal. Emphasis on the crystal. Yes. So choose pay them off. I'd rather pay 25 million dilithium knowing I'm not going to have to fight something big. There we go. So off we go. So now we've got to escort the trader through Klingon space. And this system that we're going to is one of the other systems that we are actually going to have to collect a mission from. So the next, it's actually the system at, is it about 4:30, and then there, so from me. So we're going to take this one. It's a 2-minute flight. I'm going to pop back and do some jelly ball. Okay, so we're back. We're into the next system. And is that a scout flying across there? Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take the damn thing on because one, is too high a level for me. I mean, let's just take a look at the power. 23.3 million. And obviously there's ship ability, because these have got ship abilities. Yes, increasing piercing stats by 5%, by 25% for the first 5 rounds of combat. Ooh, that's going to sting like a bitch. So there's the waypoint that we need for entrance rights. And let's have a look at Zoa. Is this the next mission? Visions of Genius. And as you can see across there, G5 210. Ooh, nice. So we're going to accept that mission. And obviously we've got all the text to come as well. He's asking me if I'm somebody else. I told you not to return until you retrieve my Latinum replicator. Ooh. Such a device does not exist. Latinum is impossible to replicate due to its density. Oh, okay. Oh my god, this one's he thinks he's a genius. I mean, I would expect that to be a Ferengi with a Latinum replicator, if I'm honest. So just get through the text. I mean, you can shoot through these texts as fast as you want. That's entirely up to you. Find some raw ore. So we've got to remember that one. So, right. So, okay. So the collect. Okay, I'm not quite sure where we need to go for that one, but let's finish off entrance rights first. Just get over there. Oh, that's a downside to this, is the travel and even the impulse speed's not very high. So, these trade deals are blah 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 blah. There we go. So, entrance rights done. We've got our first 260 bits of crystal. Now, apparently we're meant to be collecting some ore. Okay, so here we are in the ore system. Luckily, there's a node there. So, if I remember correctly, we only need to collect 50. Let's just double check. Visions. Well, it says collect 100 ore. So, oh, that's going to take a little bit of time. So, while that happens, we're just going to quickly pop a couple of jellyfish ball. Okay, so this is 100 ore, so let's just see if that does it. Okay, so that's not done it. Okay guys, right, I've just been doing some investigation on this particular part of the mission. So while the game's reloading up and I'm getting something off my screen because it's really done me head in, where was it? But right there. Apparently, it might be a case of I don't have any G5 raw ore in my base, so that might be the reason it's not completed. And I've obviously been shot OPC while I've been offline. Well, never mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to return my... I'll tell you what, instead of doing it that way, easiest way to do this one will be to go blow it up. Yes, so let's see if returning the feature to the base actually does help. Oh, arrow class. Looks like a freebooter. So, let's see. There we go. It's completed. So it's because I didn't have the ore in my base. So, basically, you've got to mine it and take it home. Yeah, so that's a good 15-minute flight all the way home. And now we've got to go mine some G5. Oh, I've got bloody ships left, right and centre that need bloody repairing. That's the Mantis repaired. And we'll get this sped up. And, right, do one of them. Right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to send it back out to Klingon space and mine some G5 crystal. Ooh. So let's go to that system, because this is the system where we have the other mission that we need, which is Family Matters. So while it travels, I'm off to do some jellyfish brawl. Okay, so here's the system, and it's crystal. Oh, quick, we got to know this. So let's get straight on that and start mining. Now, we've got 2 planets here with missions as well. There it is. That's one. I wrote down the wrong system. What a complete and utter twit I am. So let's accept that one. This is the one where you're going to have to kill 12 level 50s. Right. Here we go. So that should finish that bit. Mine. Yep. Here we go. Now, quick return the materials. Guessing, because it's sort of centered in my screen, that's where I need to go. So which means I'll probably, the other system is obviously where I need to start the next mission. So I'm going to quickly get some more mantis done. And because at the minute I'm sort of running around without exocomms. I'm looking for a big flight, which is going to be to Federation space. But we'll grab an exocom here, actually, and do some grinding. So more editing. Okay, so the mantis is still travelling, and what I'm going to do is quickly finish off this mission. Obviously, there's plenty of missions out here for you to go at when you finally reach it. I wouldn't recommend doing too many of them, but if you do decide to look at doing some of them, I would highly recommend you check it against stfc.space in the missions tab, which you saw earlier in the video, and see what actually needs to be done and combat-wise, and what warp systems you need to go to. If it's easy like mining, traveling within the feature's capability, do those missions, get yourself some credit and everything. But watch out for those missions, because obviously they will carry on. Now this Visions of Genius is going to carry on with part 2 with a new black hole engine. Ooh, Event Horizon, I see in the future of the Klingons. Maybe they get to, yes, travel beyond warp 10. Okay. Well, no, not as such. Theory is solid, however. Oh, God. Right, we're not going to help him with his designs. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to archive that mission, and I'll do it later. I mean, it's got 1 billion tokens in it, but we're going to do Family Matters next. So what we need to do is travel to the next system, which is the system I originally wrote down. So here we go. I'm off to do a little bit more mantis while it travels. Okay, so I've managed to finally complete the mantis's second run. I've got one more run to do, which will be done a little bit later on in the video, because we will need to be traveling out to Federation space next. Now, the reason I'm going to say Federation space is because this is going to be the mission where I need to kill 50 hostiles. 50 plus. Now, because I'm obviously at the minute working on my Romulyan, as you can see the text going through at the minute, Romulyan reputation, it makes a lot more logical sense that I go kill those level 50s rather than come into Klingon space and kill them. So, oh, I've got to go all the way here into Della. But yeah, so it just makes that a little bit more logical sense that I actually do that. Okay, so the features arrived in the system, and let's locate it. And we've got Orion slavers. Let's get these out of the way, because I was just looking to sort out some to do the Battle Pass event. So 14 seconds to get there. Not worry too much about repairs for them. I'm most likely going to have to repair the Valdor, though, when it comes to being in Federation space. But so here we go. Oh, here we go. Nice. 12 hostiles, level 50 or higher. Now, it's not giving me a specific system. Now, if your Valdor does have the warp range, I mean, yeah, you can come in here and look for these level 50s at 17.3 million with that 50% extra damage boost for the first 5 rounds if you wanted to. Or you could go to one of the faction ones where you're going to get some faction reputation out of it as well. Or you can, if we find the systems, I mean, wow, I'm actually right down there, am I? So you could come into, so like the level 50s here, where they are actually going to be a bit weaker and easier to kill. But again, you're going to need that walk range. And as you can see, my Valdor currently can't reach them. I'd have to put a walk range crew on, which won't even do anything to get it to 185, if I'm perfectly honest with you. So, what, 15%? So that's what, 15 added on, that's 165. 170, 175 might be, maybe 176 might be the highest I'll be able to go. So now I'll put Scotty on there, I could add an extra 4, so potentially 180 would be the maximum range I could get. So for me, is find a hub system in the G5. Now you can use the Klingon, systems that we have been using, which is the Klingon ones, which is going to be, that is your hub system, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's your hub system. If you go up to Romanian territory here as well, this is going to be your hub system as well. In there's battleships. So, but the hub system I use is the one over here in Federation Space, and it is Explorers. So I'm going to send my Fisher on a 12-minute flight to there, and then I'm going to get grinding those but my base will be able to stay there while I finish off this mission, and then I can send it back home again and then crack on with the rest of my grinding, which is the Mantis. So I'm off to do a bit of more editing to this. Here we go. Okay, as you can see, I'm here now in the system I normally come to. All ships are home, so I'm now going to send my base here, and I'm going to recall the Fisher, so the crew get to have a nice, well-deserved earned coffee for all their flying around. Why is the Fisher not going home? Go home! So now, just to help me out a little bit more, I'm actually going to throw in a little bit of support for my Valdor. I'm also going to give it a little bit of a boost, not station. I want that one, so I want that one, and I need to scroll down. That's the interceptor one. There we go, 50% damage, so that'll stack on top of that, so it's 250% boost. Bring the Valdor out, bring the Cerritos out, and support it. That didn't work. Thank you. There we go. Now she's supported. So now I can literally start going at these ships. Now, I'm not going to be particularly too choosy what I'm going to go for. As long as I kill 12, I don't care. However, I will just mention that the 50s... Oh, it's not actually not doing that bad on my shield. It's on my hull, actually. Taking that one on. So maybe because of that extra boost that we've been getting from the mess hall, because it has been a couple of weeks since I've been out here. So, and the 51s were taking a bit more off my hull, but look how much damage it's doing. My Valdor is literally going toe-to-toe with these things and caning them. In fact, it's not doing toe-to-toe, it's actually going further. So I've got a funny feeling we'll be able to do the 1251s quite handily. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick edit to the other side of this, and I shall see you on the other side. Okay, so here goes my Valdor doing the last one, and yeah, that means we're going to have more text, and we're going to be coming to the end of this particular mission. So now I've got to travel all the way back to Klingon space. So, sorry guys, it's another 13-minute warm-up. Okay, so she's arrived back in the system, and there is the waypoint. If I'm right, this is the end of the missions, which means I will then be able to just go show you that I've actually been able to obtain the necessary stuff for this research, and I will be able to put it in. Obviously, at the minute, not quite soon because all my slots are full. So there we go, family matters. And there goes the last crystal. So now if we go back into my base, not going to move the feature just yet. So into the combat tray, put myself back in the corner, scroll across, and oh, look at that. It has a green arrow, which basically means, yes, now I can actually do it. So there you go, guys. It's quite clear we can do it. We've run through the missions and showed you what you have to do. Killing those hostiles, I would highly recommend using your G5 ship. You will G4 ship uncommon. Tier 5 would be my best suggestion on that one. So yeah, please think about it. Use stfc.space and the missions tab to help guide you through what you need to do. Make sure you're prepared, and who knows, maybe you are going to be able to get that 50% bonus to your crit hit damage. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If this video has been of any help towards you, please don't forget to like, also subscribe to the channel as well. So I'm just going to leave that one there, and we're going to end the screencast there just to bring you back onto this screen. That's literally all I can show you. Obviously, it was a very, very long video to record, over 2 hours, but in editing, it's down to the time it is. So from me and my Enterprisee, we shall bid you a good night, live long and prosper, and we shall catch you on the next video. Goodbye.